Okay, welcome. We're going to deal today with vegan objections. Now, I know after you became vegan and you had this voice in you, you wanted to go out and tell the whole world why they should be vegan too. You ran into a brick wall, right? It's difficult. I know it can be. So what I've done here, I've took a list of the most common typical objections that you get or you might get from your family, your friends, work colleagues, or when you're outreaching. And this is my approach on answering them. I put it down to the best practice, done my research, been outreaching for 6 years now. So, hey, let's go. Number one, I'm going to put a word on the screen here. Plants feel pain too. Okay, well, this is absolutely false because a plant doesn't have pain receptors, no central nervous system, and not even a brain. It's impossible for a plant to feel pain, and hence there's a difference between stabbing an animal, the animal screaming, and slicing a tomato. It's obvious. Plants don't feel pain. Number two, lions eat meat, so why can't we? This is just a cop-out, it's an excuse. Lions are in survival mode, and we've actually backed them into a corner where they've got no choice. They're in survival mode. No moral agency to make the ethical choice to do without food or survive. Number three, our ancestors ate meat. Okay, our ancestors also used black people as slaves, and once one person stood up and approached this, it changed things. One person started speaking up for this injustice of slavery, and it was put an end to. It's the same with veganism. Just because our ancestors ate meat doesn't mean it's ethically and morally acceptable. No, it's wrong to kill an animal that doesn't want to die. We don't always have to do something someone else did, right? It's like blind following the blind. Number four, we have canine teeth for eating meat. Can you see my fang? No, this is not designed for ripping through meat. Teeth like this go through meat. We have grinding teeth like this. There's no canine pointy teeth there. Number five, where would all the farm animals go if we stopped eating them? Great question. So where do they all come from today? It's called supply and demand. The farmers forcibly impregnate animals to get babies and then sell them. Supply and demand. So if we stop causing a supply and demand for animals, they'll stop forcibly impregnating them, and that total rise number will go down. And that statement, if everyone went vegan today, would never happen. It's a gradual process, one person at a time. Number six, veganism is too expensive. Okay, there's certain items in the grocery store, like Beyond Meat, Impossible Meat, Gardein chicken or fish. All these are plant-based alternatives. They are a little pricey, I admit that. However, if you eat a whole food diet like fresh vegetables, fruits, beans, rice, breads, it's actually the cheapest food in the grocery store. You just need to be creative and find recipes to make beautiful tasting meals. So it's cheaper to actually be vegan. Number seven, you can't get enough protein on a vegan diet. Where does this objection come from? There's protein in all foods, and it's really high protein in seeds, nuts, beans, peas. I suggest you do a little nutrition class on protein in vegetables. You can even use Google and say, hey, what vegetables have the highest protein to the lowest? Number eight, you need dairy for calcium and strong bones. Okay, Well, the body needs iron too. We don't shoot ourselves with bullets because there's iron in the bullets. No, because there's something else in there that's bad for us. Now, in milk is loaded with cholesterol, which is bad for you. Your body produces its own cholesterol and doesn't need an outside source. So why would we put anything that's bad for us in our body? When it comes to calcium, calcium is found in a whole bunch of different variety of vegetables, and it's also in fortified products, including soy milk, almond milk, rice milk. Read the ingredients. There's always a plant-based alternative where suffering can be removed from your food choices. Number 9. Hitler was vegetarian, often used inaccurately and as a red herring. So Hitler was a vegetarian. I don't know. I've heard this before, but what does it even mean? So there's two types of vegan/vegetarian. There's those that do it for the ethical reason, and those that do it for health reasons or the environment. So there's a difference between a plant-based person and an ethical person. Number 10. One person can't make a difference. We just talked about that. Yes, it starts with one person, strong enough, bold enough to stand up and speak. And then another person joins, and before you know it, 99% of the world is speaking up for an injustice. Be strong. Number 11. What about crop deaths? More animals die in plant agriculture. There's a difference between accidental death and purposely murdering innocent animals, imprisoning them, forcibly impregnating them and killing them. There's the difference. Murder, accidental. And I must say, when it comes to agriculture, I've never killed an animal when I'm planting plants. If I see a worm, I just move it out to the side. Vegan food. Oh, yeah, where are we? Number 12. Vegan food is boring and tasteless. It's trial and error. What do you mean vegetables and fruits are boring? They're delicious if you cook them right and the right recipes. Now, there is some cheeses out there that maybe have a bad texture or bad flavour, and it's about finding the one that has that good flavour and texture that you'll like. Don't you do this with regular food anyway? There's some food you like, some you don't. Number 13. It's a personal choice to eat meat. How can it be a personal choice when there's a victim involved that didn't want to die? Can we be manipulated not to notice the victim? Number 14. Animals are here for us to use. This is not true at all. I'm going to quote one of the scriptures from the Bible here in Genesis 1:28. God puts mankind, gives them dominion to be stewards and take care of God's creation, including the animals. And in fact, in Genesis 1:29 and 1:30, God says, the plants, the seeds, the shrubs of the trees shall be yours for food, for you and the animals. And yet man became violent and started killing animals soon after that. So no, the animals are here with us, not for us. Number 15. It's tradition, culture. That doesn't make it ethically okay to kill someone that doesn't die. We need to change as we grow and develop in this world. It's not as if we're in survival mode, starving to death in the streets. No. You can walk into any grocery store and purchase a plant-based alternative where no one has to suffer and die. Tradition and culture are meaningless. No one forces you to follow them. Like Thanksgiving, people murder a bird and put the lion flesh on the table and all consume the bird. You don't have to take part. You can be bold, speak up, stand up, be that one person. Culture and tradition. 16. If we don't eat them, they'll overpopulate. Well, we already talked about that one. It's called supply and demand. If you stop purchasing something, they will stop. They will lower their production. Supply and demand. 17. I only eat humane meat. So what does the word humane mean? Is it like kinder than a regular slaughterhouse? Is it more loving than a slaughterhouse? More compassionate than a slaughterhouse? I mean, there's only one door at the slaughterhouse. It doesn't matter what farm they come from, organic, pasture-raised, local farms, small farms, family farms. They all go through the same door to hell, where they're tortured, electric shocks, knives, gas chambers, bullets, ripped to pieces for your pleasure and taste. You can't put the word humane in front of the word slaughter. There's no such thing as loving killing. Number 18. Soy is bad for you and the environment. How is a plant bad for you? Plants breathe out the stuff we breathe in. And God, another scripture from the Bible in Genesis 1:29, He created all these plants for us to eat and consume. Yes, anything can be overgrown by this world for make money and production, but it causes the least amount of suffering towards animal is if we choose a plant-based alternative that doesn't have feelings and emotions and a desire to live, right? Number 19. Veganism is a cult. I remember when I first went vegan, someone said, oh, he's been got to. And this group are manipulating him. It's not true at all. I made the ethical decision by myself. And I even created a group for people to join. So veganism is not even a religion or a cult. No, look it up online. It's someone who wants to cause least they can suffering towards life. That's it. Number 20. What if you're stranded on a desert island? What if I'm stranded on a desert island? Well, first of all, this is probably never going to happen, this scenario. And if this scenario did happen and it's just, let's say, me and a pig living on this island and we're both going to die of starvation, then we die. Simple as that. And when I die, maybe the pig can eat me. What if I kill the pig? I get what? I live a little bit longer? Okay, where are we at here? Number 21. Animals don't have souls. Oh, are not intelligent to matter. Who told you they don't have souls? Probably the church, right? And then families tell you that animals don't have souls, they don't go to heaven. Well, I suggest that you read the scriptures very carefully because animals do have souls. And it states that in Genesis chapter 1 verse 30, and there's many other scriptures after this. In Genesis 1:30, it states that God created all the same foods as He did for man, for the creatures too, those with the breath of life. What is the breath of life? Same breath God put in your nostrils and breathed into you. This is called the living soul, the nephesh, the breath of life. And animals have this too. Don't believe me? Search. Do your work. There isn't a single scripture in the Bible that says animals don't have a soul. So don't be manipulated, people. Number 22, my doctor said I need to eat meat without specific rare medical conditions. I've heard of people saying they're anemic and need to eat meat for the iron. This is false information. You can get iron from leafy green plants, and it's in fortified foods too. Take a nutritional class. Learn. Don't believe the manipulations of this world. Who really wants you to buy that meat? And who profits of you getting sick? The doctor said, right? Number 23. Veganism is unnatural. Okay. Firstly, it's not unnatural to go out into the garden, pick something from a tree and eat it. It's totally natural. What is unnatural is for you to grab a knife and go outside and start killing animals, chopping their heads off, imprisoning them. You're going to say, well, you say you don't do that? No, but you pay people to do that for you. It's unnatural not to be vegan. Number 24. I just love the taste of meat too much. Okay. We've got to ask ourselves this question. Which is more important to you, your pleasure and taste, or someone else's entire life of suffering and pain and they're begging you for mercy? What kind of person are you? Taste and pleasure? Someone else's life. Number 25. What about the jobs farmers have and butchers? It's a transition. People transition. We used to send Christmas cards and birthday cards all the time out. It was a big mailing thing at Christmas time. And now I send a text message, virtual cards. The world's changing and we need to change with the times. There's many dairy farmers out there that have switched to plant-based milk. Don't believe me? Check it out online. Number 26. It's the circle of life. Well, when we think about the circle of life, what are people thinking here? The food chain? We're at the top of the food chain? Or do you know where this saying came from? It's the circle of life. The Jungle Book movie, the Lion King, it came from one of these cartoon videos. We're certainly not top of the food chain. In fact, if you put the knife down, I think we're way down the list. It's not the circle of life. 27. Vegan alternatives are too processed. I agree, some of the alternatives are processed, but there's a lot of whole food out there. Vegetables, grains, beans, rice that you can just pick from the healthiest section in the grocery store, right? You never heard of anyone going to the hospital because they had a heart attack eating too many vegetables, right? In fact, what do you do when you're sick? Tomato soup, vegetable soup, juice drinks. Number 28. I tried veganism once and felt weak. Okay. Going vegan for the ethical reason and then going onto this new diet, you do have to put some work into it. You have to do some nutritional training. Maybe watch a nutritional class on YouTube, being vegan. And so you can be careful what you're eating. It's not just about eating lettuce leaves or grass. No, it's about finding that balance of protein, of starch, and then making nice meals. Number 29. You're judging me. I never judge anyone for what they eat. I share the truth because I want to speak up for the animals that are suffering. That's it. You've got to make a choice. I'm not going to give up on you. Number 30. I don't like this one. Again, we kind of already discussed this. I like bacon. The smell of bacon. Yes, the smell may be nice and it may even taste nice. However, again, we have to ask that question. Which is more important to you? Your taste and pleasure. Yours. Or someone else's entire life suffering and screaming and begging you for mercy. Who are you to make this choice? What kind of person are you? Number 31. Fish aren't like other animals. Now, I see where this comes from because you don't see the fish scream, right? When they get pulled out of the river, yanked out the river with a hook in the face. Fish are sentient beings just like you and me, with a soul, pain receptors, a brain, a central nervous system. They have all the same emotions and desires to live just like you and me. So yes, fish are just like animals. Number 32. What about honey? Bees make it naturally. Okay, so the honey belongs to the bee. You don't have permission to take what is not yours. Do you know what you know what honey is? It's the throw up from bees, and they use this to stay in their hive for their young and just to survive. Number 33. Veganism is an extreme diet. It's not an extreme diet. Veganism is not a diet. It's an ethical choice not to cause suffering towards that life, towards animals. And we can extend that to mankind too. There's no selfish act of just extending this to animals. It's both. Ahimsa is the key word there. Ahimsa. Not extreme. Number 34. It's inconvenient to be vegan. It definitely is inconvenient if you want to continue causing violence and suffering to animals. It's going to stop that. Are you talking about like McDonald's and fast food places? Yes, you're not going to have a wide menu of food to stuff in your face, but you always do have that option to show kindness and mercy. Inconvenient. Number 35. God put animals here for us to eat. This is not true. God put animals here before man, actually, and he created man to be stewards to take care of them. And if you read the rest of the Bible, man has been manipulated to cause violence and hurt and killing animals when God wants you to show mercy, desires mercy. And if you would have known this, you wouldn't be condemning these innocent animals. Read, research. Number 36. Animals in the wild kill each other. Yes, animals in the wild haven't read the scriptures in the Bible. Animals in the wild have no other choice. They're in survival mode. Have you ever been in survival mode? Desperate. We don't know what we would do in that kind of mode, right? We're certainly not in the jungle right now. I need meat for iron and B12. Again, you know, meat is the number one carcinogen that causes cancer. And iron is loaded in leafy greens. B12, where do you think like cows get the B12 from? The plants, eating the plants. You can get your B12 from eating plants. Something I use instead of a supplement is nutritional yeast. Just a little tiny teaspoon of that in a meal. It's 600% B12. Mushrooms have natural B12 over them. It's also in fortified foods too. Number 40. Let's skip to our last one here. If you care about animals, why do you have a pet? I have a companion friend in my house, a dog, and the dog was here before I was vegan. I'm not. What do you think I'm going to do? Throw the dog out? No, I love my companion friend, and in fact, there's shelters out there like Helping Hands Humane Society that are loaded with stray dogs and cats. And if you are vegan, or even if you're not vegan, go down there. They're looking for homes. Do you want to hang out? Maybe God put these animals here to show you that there's someone inside them experiencing life just like you and me. Maybe they've been brought into your life to show you how to love. Okay, so there's, I think I missed a couple, but there's 40 objections that we may get from time to time of why not to be vegan. How's that?